What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you the best bow and wand build with healing rotation. You can use this healing build for doing dungeon, world bosses, PVE, or any PvE content. You can top up your teammates' health instantly, as you guys can see right here. Great AoE healing, as well as single target healing. And I'm also going to be showing you guys this trick where you can put two Fountain of Life at the same time, which will heal the entire group. Whoever's standing in it will gain not just health, but mana as well. I'll be showing you guys the full build, as well as the rotation step by step. It's the ultimate healing spec, so let's get straight into it. Alright, let's get started with the skills here. I'm going to make it easy for you guys to start. You guys can just pause this video and take a screenshot of all these skills and abilities that I have on my hotbar. So I'm going to start with the DPS Rotation. I'll tell you all the skills that we need first before I'll later show you on how the real rotation is. So the first one is Time for Punishment. It's a debuff that will lower your target resistance, and also it has a chance to weaken curse. Next, we're gonna be needing the Touch of Despair, which is your main dot ability, which you can add effect duration in skill specialization, which I'll show you later on as well. So basically, you want to cast Time for Punishment and then Touch of Despair on your target. Alright, next you're gonna be using your bow abilities. Let's start with Deadly Marker, which will have 90% chance to mark the target. This will increase all types of damage, magic, melee, and range critical hit chance by 100% for the entire group. Next, you want to be using Strafing, which will fire 4 arrows in a row. We have the Gale Specialization as well, which will allow us to cast this ability twice. This ability will apply Bullseye debuff as well on the target, which will increase our Longbow skills. Next, with the Bullseye on, we're going to be using Zephyr's Knock, which is our main damage ability. While using bow, we have the damage increase as well as the reduced cooldown, which I'll explain later on in this specialization area. The best part is that all of your damaging abilities on your hotbar is instant cast. You don't have to cast anything. But before that, I'm going to tell you something very important. You want to be upgrading your abilities. So right click any of your abilities and then you want to be upgrading them. You have to have this growth books, which is categorized under common, rare, and also epic. I believe we can get them from questing, maybe contract, dungeons, and in most of the PvE content in the game. So I'm going to show you an example on how you upgrade your skill. So I'm going to select a random skill here. You just want to keep upgrading until level 6, and then it will turn into another rarity from common to rare, and then you're gonna upgrade it 6 more times. It will upgrade from blue to epic. So if you look at my abilities here, the most important skills that you want to upgrade will be your dot abilities. I upgrade my Touch of Despair to epic level 2. I also upgrade my Swift Healing to epic level 1. My Fountain of Life, my Invincible Wall, all of my healing abilities I've upgraded to epic level. So you guys can pause this video and see which skills that I've upgraded most. Those will be the priority. Alright, speaking about healing abilities, I almost forgot to talk about that. The rotation will be the Fountain of Life, where you put this circle on the ground. It'll give you healing to all your party members, as well as give you mana with the skill specialization. Your single target healing will be the Swift Healing, which you can upgrade it, where you can cast it up to 3 times. Your big cooldown is the Invincible Wall, where you're expecting a huge boss ability that will damage your entire raid. You want to be casting that. The next healing ability, we have Flash Wave, which will fire your arrows in a huge area right in front of you, which will damage and also heal the targets inside of this cone. Next, we have the Limit Break, which will allow you to reset the cooldown of your previous abilities. For example, you can use Fountain of Life twice or Nature's Blessings twice, depending on situation that you need, which I think is really amazing. Next, we have the Nature's Blessing. Of course, it's the best healing ability in the game, which will remove all weaken effect and also increase health and mana regen for all party members within 60 meters. And finally, we have an AoE healing ability, which is Clay's Salvation. I'll be showing you guys later on the healing rotation, where we're going to be testing it on a dungeon boss. Alright, now let's talk about passive abilities. The passive abilities that I've chosen are more focused on your dot build, so you can pause and select all the passive abilities that I've chosen. Let's start with the bow passive ability, which is called the Distorted Sanctuary. This is a huge passive skill for not just yourself, but the entire party member. It'll increase melee range and magic endurance by 33 and also health recovery over time from skills per party member, including the user within 16-meter radius. We have the Devotion of Emptiness, which will increase your healing and also cooldown, increases your skill damage as well, and decreases curse skill cooldown. Another bow passive skill that you need to pick is Earth's Blessing, which will increase health regen by 12 and also health recovery over time from skills by 15%. Vampiric Contract restores allies' health of the damage dealt. This is awesome. It's all dot related. The next passive ability is Saint's Oath, which taking skill damage has a 20% chance to increase healing receive, your amateur healing as well as potion, and it'll stack up to 5 times. Next, we have Full of Corruption. This will increase your max damage and also mana regen, another dot ability. Next, we have Noble Revival. This will increase your skill of healing. And finally, we have Selfless Soul, which will grant health recovery and also regen to allies via active skills. Also, don't forget to upgrade all your passive abilities, same like you did for the active skills. Just right click and then upgrade them accordingly. You'll need the passive growth book for this one. I prioritize to upgrade my dot ability passive as it will help you deal more damage. For the healing one, I focus on upgrading the Noble Revival to increase my skill of healing, which will help to heal yourself as well as your ally. Alright, next let's talk about Weapon Mastery. For your Weapon Mastery, you want to be upgrading the middle one to about half and then go for the bottom one until the end. For your wand, you want to be upgrading the top one until half, and then go for the middle one until the end. Alright, finally we talk about the skill specialization before I'm going to show you the real rotation. You can just pause this video and follow all the skills that I picked for the also wand. I'm just going to go through it real quick right here. So for your bow, we're going to be starting with damage increase for Zephyr's Knock. And you want to be also getting the reduced cooldown so you can spam this main damage ability. Next, for strafing, you want to be choosing Gale, which will apply this debuff for 6 seconds, explodes on 10th stack, which will inflict damage to nearby enemies. Next, for Nature's Blessing, we're going to be picking up Vitality, which will significantly improve this best healing ability that we have. Next, we're going to be choosing Hit for Deadly Marker, so the entire group will gain hit chance by 150. Next, we're going to be choosing Flash Wave, as it will turn this ability into a huge frontal cone that will heal and damage. And our final bow ability, we want to choose Limit Break, which will allow us to reset the cooldown of the previous use ability. Alright, now let's talk about our wand skill specialization. For Touch of Despair, we're going to be choosing Effect Duration, which will increase Touch of Despair by 2 seconds. Next, we have 3 traits here. For Swift Healing, we start with the Healing Transfers, which will give you extra healing. Consecutive Use, which will allow you to use this healing ability 3 times instead of just 2. And this is optional if your teammates are too far away and hard to reach them. I always pick this trait, which is Skill Distance. Increase the distance by 5 meters. Alright, next, this is important for group gameplay. So we have the targets expanded. Instead of casting it on just yourself, it'll cast to all party members nearby. The only difference is that instead of instant cast, you now have to cast it as a cast bar. I'm also going to be choosing Skill Distance Increase, which will increase the range by 5 meters. Alright, next we have Mana Recovery for Fountain of Life. So this is important. If you don't pick other mana regen abilities, I would advise you to get this one, as if you stand inside of the Fountain of Life circle, it will give you mana as well, and also your teammates. So it's pretty handy. And finally, I like to pick this one as will increase another 2 seconds for your Fountain of Life, which is really useful for dungeon and bosses. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that you need to upgrade your gear. So be sure to go to your main menu, equipment and enchantment. You want to be upgrading every single gear. You can get these tokens from, I think, doing secret dungeons, all the solo dungeons. Yeah, you do all of them and you'll be able to upgrade most of your equipments right here. And obviously you can get all this epic gear from doing the co-op dungeon as well as world bosses. All right, let's start to show you guys the rotation. We're going to be starting off with Time for Punishment and Touch of Despair. After that, you guys can focus on your bow abilities. We're going to be using Deadly Marker to put that debuff, and followed by Strafing, which will put a bullseye on the target, which you guys can follow up with Zephyr's Knock. Also, take note, we can use Strafing 2 times due to the Gale weapon specialization. You can either use Strafing twice and then followed by Zephyr's Knock, or you can rotate your Strafing, then Zephyr's Knock, then Strafing again. So you guys will see in this gameplay footage that we're able to heal any sort of damage, whether it's AoE damage or tank damage. You guys can keep the party up all the time. Then you just have to see which cooldown is up first. Sometimes your abilities will light up and available for instant cast. You're going to be using them. In addition to that, you can just move around constantly without having to worry about casting. This way you can always focus on parrying or deflecting some of your boss abilities and avoid those nasty stuff on the ground while doing bosses. Alright, for the healing rotation, it's pretty easy. For single target healing, you want to be casting your swift heals. You have 3 charges, but usually you don't do this. You just want to be dropping your Fountain of Life in the middle of your raid. This way, your tank will get healed. Everybody that stands inside of it will get healed and get mana. You want to get inside there as well. Then you want to be saving your invincible wall for the boss huge abilities that you think that is going to damage the entire raid. Or you can use this when the tank is about to take massive damage. And finally, we have an AoE heals, Clay Salvation. You can use this if you see that your party members are low on health while they're not standing inside of your Fountain of Life. Also, as you can see here, we're using Nature's Blessing followed by Clay Salvation just to improve that AoE healing a little bit more. And if the party is still taking a lot of damage, we're going to be following up with Flash Wave, which will heal a cone frontal area right in front of us, as well as damaging the target. Alright, here's an example of using Limit Break to cast double Fountain of Life. As you can see here, it'll heal the entire raid, and everyone that stands inside of it will gain health and also mana. So you can always save big cooldowns such as Nature's Blessing, Fountain of Life, and even Clay Salvation. So that's pretty much about this staff and wand guide. Hope this guide is helpful. This is your regular adventurer Kasum. Thank you for watching and peace out.